Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to work out. We're actually going to get on to something. We're going to hit kind of an upper body speed day, a dynamic day for me. And 60-year-old guy, going to show you how to get it done. And we're going to train with a speed bar, Tsunami Speed Bar. We got the speed bar, force bar, max bar. They all have their place in the lineup, but the speed bar is where we're going today. And I'm going to combine that with a pull, a little push-pull. We're going to use a Tsunami Bar standard grip lat bar. And I'm going to do a little bit of Tsunami Bar Ab Roller on the floor. We're going to hit those for 8 sets, and then we're going to change it up a little bit. So let's get this ball rolling. I'm ready. Let's go. All right, set number 2 on this thing. I'm going to stay with the same weight. We're working with tempo and cadence when it comes to the speed bar. Tempo and cadence. Tempo is the speed that we're working with, and cadence is the variation in rep patterns. As you saw in that first one, I'll pause at the bottom. 1 rep, maximum effort speed, boom, hit it to the top, hold it there, isokinetic contraction, not isokinetic, excuse me, isometric contraction, and then involuntary contractions as the bar oscillates out. So I get 3 times what I'd get with the standard steel bar. I've got my voluntary concentric move, I've got my isometric move holding it at the top, and then I've got the involuntary contractions going all the way throughout the oscillations of the bar. Then I get over here on the lat bar. You saw the bend in the bar. You get more muscular contraction in your prime movers and your stabilizers with the flexible barbell than you do a steel, and it acts as a shock absorber, and I'll explain that a little bit more, especially as we get the triceps. It's a little bit easier to understand there. But I'm going to change the weight every 2 sets here, and then every 2 sets I'll keep the tempo the same fast, but I'll change the cadence a little bit. Right now we're on 5s. Five of the pause reps. This one I'm going to start at the top, go from top to bottom, and then hit 5 regular reps. Then we'll go to 4s, then we'll go to 3s, then we'll go to 2s, and we'll stay on that one right there. All right, here we go. All right, notice a little bit different cadence there. Those are the 2 patterns that I'm going to use throughout. There are a lot of ways to do this puzzle. You can use a bunch of different cadence patterns to get a different recruitment pattern and recruit well for whatever sport that you're involved in. For me, I'm just trying to stay ahead of Father Time. I'm an old guy, but I'm telling you, if you're going to get fast, you got to train fast. And as you get old, especially like me, you just get slower and weaker, and I'm not going there. I'm going to the finish line full blast. Let's get on this one right here. Just in case you're curious why that ab roller is special, you just saw it right there. The bar bends. The bar has flexibility. So as you get out extended all the way, your first move to be able to come back to the top is to press down. As you press down, you activate triceps, lats, intercostals, serratus, the entire trunk to be able to pull you back to the top. As that bar gives, it forces you to contract harder and recruit more. And then as you saw at the end with the last couple of reps, I was able to pull one side in and extend out, really focusing a lot of contraction and a lot of effort on my right and left side. All right, so that's 2 times through. Now we're going to get back up a little bit. Added a 10 on each side, so now I got 35 a side. We're going to hit the Tsunami bar. We're going to take our rep count from 5s down to 4 for these next 2 sets. So I'll be going 4. The cadence will be the same on the first time around as I had on set number 1. Set number 4 will be just like I had it on set number 2, except for the only difference being the 4 count. Here we go. I had a 5th rep on that first time around. That was my bad. Should have been on 4s, but I got carried away. The ab roller, this will be the last set that I show you, the ab roller. It doesn't change on the way I'm working it out today. You know, I can do a lot of different exercises with that, but just to roll it out and bring it back, you don't need to see 100 or so reps. Oh man. Whew. All right, real quickly, I mentioned a few minutes ago that these bars, especially on the pull downs, push downs, some of the bent rows, they act as a shock absorber. When you're using weight on a weight stack, so when I'm letting that bar go back to the top and that stack is coming down, that's 300 pounds coming down plus gravity. On a steel bar, when I go to stop it, it goes from full out motion to 0 motion in a split second. Your muscles and your connective tissue don't have time to absorb that. So it's like a shearing effect. And that's why you get injuries from that. That's why you get muscular breakdown and abrasion. The bar, because it flexes, when I bring that weight stack to the top, the weight's coming down, As that stack bottoms out, the bar will bend and absorb the speed of that weight stack and the force going down with it. Think in terms of laying down on the floor and somebody standing up above you with a 50-pound medicine ball about 15 feet in the air. You're laying down with your arms extended and they drop that ball. How are you going to catch it? Knowing how your body is going to react. How are you going to catch it? You're going to catch it with stiff, rigid arms, or you're going to catch it and let your arms absorb it. When you jump off of a big, tall hill or a box, you don't land with stiff legs, you land with soft legs. So you can absorb the punishment, the brutality of the exercise. That's what the bar does, and it does it for you. Can't be beat. All right, now we're on sets number 5 and 6. Put a little more weight on. We're going to stay with the same tempo and cadence that we've been using on sets 1 through 4. But when you get to 40 pounds, I got 45s on here, but when you get to 40 pounds on this bar, you want to add this spacer. It comes with the bar. It's a 4-inch spacer. It moves the weight a little bit more toward the center instead of being strung out all the way to the end, loading the bar down to where it drags instead of responds. So now I can add more weight, moving it in closer to the center. Now it's still going to have a good lively bounce. It's going to allow me to get those contractions that I want, voluntary, isometric, and involuntary the whole way. All right, here we go. Now we're on reps of 3. Hey, great time to point something out. If you saw that bar flex right there, that's only 45 pounds a side, 90 pounds of raw weight plus the weight of the bar, which is about 15 pounds. So we're not talking about a large amount of weight in terms of raw weight, but you saw that bar load, especially on those last 3 reps. That bar was loading to a point at the speed that I was moving it that I guarantee you that I was getting over 500 pounds of impulse forces that my central nervous system had to respond to. We've tested that. Well, we didn't test it. Furman University tested it. They built a machine. They had a force plate in the floor. They put the bar in the machine. It went a 12-inch stroke up, 12-inch stroke down for a 24-inch total. They moved it at a speed of 1.73 feet per second, which was significantly slower than what I was just moving it. And they measured it with a bar, a force bar, with 2 45s aside. And that registered almost 800 pounds of force into the floor. We did the same test with a speed bar. It was called a level 1 bar back then, with 25-pound plates on each side, and moved it at a pace of 3.8 feet per second. So that's a little bit quicker. So it's 25 pounds a side on a bar just like that. At 3.8 feet per second, it registered 415 pounds of force into the floor. So you can work out with lighter weight, save the wear and tear on your muscular structure, your connective tissue, your joints, get your heart rate kicked up, get more contractibility in your prime movers and stabilizers. Everything's a win-win. And I can get the central nervous system responsive working out with a heavier weight. That's why you get faster and stronger with Tsunami. It's undeniable. You need to try it. All right, going to change here. Done with the pull downs. So we're going to go over here and do some face pulls. All right, we're not on pull downs now. We did pull downs for the first 4 sets. Now we're on sets 5 through 8. On the opposing move for the posterior delt, we're going to get that thing involved. We're going to do face pulls with this comfort grip tricep ladder. This thing's awesome. I got a quick video that's going to come out featuring this right here, so you want to stay tuned for that. In fact, go ahead and hit that notification bell that you're looking at on your screen. Don't ignore it anymore. Just go over there and hit it so you can get notified when I drop this video for this piece right here. You're going to want to see it. All right, here we go. All right, Let's go back to the bench. All right, still on a three count. Going to our second cadence, which we started on set number 2. Repeated it on set number 4. Now we're going to repeat it again on set number 6. We're going to start at the top, down and up as quick as we can go. Then we'll hit three reps as fast. All right, I got another coaching tip. Man, I'm full of them today. All right, you might have noticed all the way throughout this bench press, especially when I get to the reps where I'm just continuous reps, even though I do it on all of them, you might notice it more on the continuous reps. I don't let the bar get to my chest. There's a reason for that. It's not that I'm afraid of the full range of motion. I'm not. I'm a full range of motion guy. But on this bar, because we're working with a dynamic load, I don't want the bar resting on my chest and allowing my body to kind of absorb it and my pecs, anterior delt, and triceps relax while the bar loads, and then just lay there and wait for it to start unloading before I move it back to the top. That's called riding the bar. You don't want to do that. That's not the way to train. You're cheating yourself if you do it that way. Stop the bar 2 to 4 inches off the chest, hold it there, and then your pecs, major and minor, anterior delt, and triceps, and lats are all going to get the loading effect that bar is putting on your body and your central nervous system. And then as that bar is loading, you will feel it and you will get in tune with the bar where you'll know it right away. When it's really loaded fully, then you're going to initiate the push, the contraction, the concentric motion before the bar finishes loading up. So you're always in a battle with the bar. You're always fighting the bar. So it's loading, and you're going to start pushing, and then before it unloads at the top, you're going to start pulling. So be in a battle with the bar. Don't let it win. Face pulls coming up. All right, when I get to these face pulls, I'm going to work them through 4 sets, and I'll normally add a couple plates every set. Let's add 2. Grip it, and you might notice the way I grip this thing. There's a ball on top of here, and in that video I just mentioned a few minutes ago on the last set, I'll talk specifically about this handle. But I don't grab it this way. That binds the wrist up. You can't get a good comfortable pull. Take your fingers, split fingers, go right over the top of the ball. Now I got it. It's a death grip on it, and you can't let it go. All right, let's go. Win every time. Let's go. All right, here we are, about to close it out on the bench press side. Sets number 7 and 8. We're on counts of 2 now. Cadence and tempo, the same, just going to counts of 2. Now we've got 45s and 10s. Still got the spacer in there to keep the weights in closer. Now, let me get to one real quick thing. Some people say you got the speed bar, force bar, max bar. Well, this is a speed bar for people who are a little bit stronger. Now, I'm about a 400-pound bencher, so this is a speed bar for me. But if I was training, I don't know, a young female or male that's just getting started and they haven't developed a foundation in strength training yet, being that this bar can hold 90 pounds easy, that's way more than they can probably bench. So that makes that a max bar for them. So it's kind of relative to the person that you're talking about, but in general terms of speaking, with the high schools, colleges, and professional athletes, this is going to be the speed bar for most. I also use the force bar for speed work, and it transitions very well there. I might show that to you in another video real quick, but let's get going here. Counts of 2. Now you might have noticed, I know I did, my bar velocity is starting to slow right there. I'm still getting a little bit of speed work. I'm still getting some fast twitch activation, but it's declining rapidly. If you want to be fast, you got to work fast. You can't work with heavy weight that's too heavy to work with some speed and velocity. Don't get your ego in the way. I would probably better served if I'd knocked that down about 10 pounds, stayed on the weight I was on before, and continued on right there. But I got one more set to go, so I'm going to continue with that and just finish it out right there. All right, 2 more plates. Just keep adding it on. Not enough weight on that stack. Come on, Big Daddy, let's go. All right, let's go over here and get that bench one more time. But I'm keeping my rest periods really tight. I don't want to rest anymore. In fact, I'm resting more than I should with these quick conversations. But I get my work in from one set to the next, keep the push and the pull going, get right back on the next set. Here we go, count of 2. All right, one more coaching tip. You got to stay down on that bench. That bar unloads. If you're not pulling back down on the bars, it's unloading at the top. It's going to physically pull you up off the bench. Your back will lift up off that bench like the exorcist is in the room and levitating you off that thing. To stay on the bench, you got to push your feet into the floor so your shoulders are pressed back into the bench, and you have to initiate that pull before the bar tops out on its load at the top of the move. Don't forget that. You'll look like an idiot when you're flying up off the bench. You don't want to be one of those people. All right, last time around on the pulls. Couple more plates. Split finger on the top of the grip. So I got it. Let's go. That's getting into my kitchen right there, boys and girls. All right, here we go. Had the camera off, didn't want to burn up all the time. I did some dumbbell presses. I did 4 sets of dumbbell presses, set with the 70s, 80s, 90s, and 100s. And I followed that up with some one-arm DB rows. So I'm finished with my push-pull on the back, chest, and back. Now I'm going to get a little bit on the bis and tris, work opposite sides of the joint. Going to start out with some push downs. Going to use this tricep ladder. Again, I got a video coming out on this. I want you to see it because this product is fantastic. Hit that notification bell so you'll get a ringy dingy on your phone so you'll know when this thing drops. So we're going to get some work on the tricep ladder, and we're going to complement that with some bicep work on a cable stack using these Comfort Grip accessory bars. There's 3 of them in the lineup. I know it sounds like a sales pitch. It's just letting you know what we got here. This bar is a 250, SG-250. This one's a SG-160, and the one I'm going to use is the SG-80. The 250, 160, 80 lets you know what the bar can handle weight-wise, whether it be chains, band tension, weight stack, pulling the sled, whatever you might be doing. That kind of gives you an idea of your weight range that you can work with. And I like the SG-80 on these curls because, as you can see right here, this thing bends. So it's just like putting an easy curl bar in my hand, so my wrists aren't out with a straight bar. I get to get them in a little bit better neutral position so I don't get so much tension in my wrist, uncomfortable tension with my flexors and extensors in my forearms, and I can really focus on hammering the biceps. Tricep ladder, I'll get to more of that in a second. I want to get a set going. Let's get the weight right. Starting out on the bottom hole so I can get wide extension at the bottom. All right, here we go. Man, I could do 100 of those. That's so easy. All right, let's get some biceps going. Notice the bend in that bar. That puts my wrist in a really comfortable position. Now I can squeeze my shoulder blades together, keep my elbows down, and work those biceps. Yeah. Man, brings me back to the feeling like I had when I was a young pup with those 21-inch arms. I ain't got 21-inch arms anymore. I struggle just to keep them pumped up a little bit. But Tsunami is keeping me alive. All right, take about 30 seconds off here. Gonna bump the weight up. Gonna move the tricep ladder to the middle hole, the second hole. It's just that easy. Just move it up one. Take it off, open up the hole, move it up one. Get your grip and get busy with it. Let's go. One, two, change the weight. Nice. All right, biceps. Now I do vary my grip on my bicep work. I start out with as wide a grip as I can get, and then I move it in for a couple inches, then I move it in for a couple more inches. Kind of changes the recruitment pattern so I get the whole bicep from the peak all the way out to the lateral head. One, two, yeah. All right. Whew. Add a little weight. Let's go up to the third tier. This is what makes this so special. You know, I saw me do face pulls with them. Now you see me do tricep work with it. I do pull throughs for posterior chain, hamstrings, and glutes. I add chains to it and do shoulder raises. I add rope to it, long rope. I pull the sled with it. I get on an incline bench. I drop a chain or band off a carabiner attached to the eye, and I'll do extensions on an incline or flat. Just a ton of things you can do with that piece right there. All right, enough talking. Let's get busy. Come on. Now I got that little shallow grip. Yeah, that's getting a little bit harder. Change the weight. Got sweat in my eye. That feels fantastic. Where's my towel when I need it? Dang. Hey, quit crying about it. Let's just get going. All right, let's move the hands in real tight. Real close grip on the biceps. Really peeking out on the top of those biceps. Whew. Man. All right, I'm going to do about 3 more sets, probably 6 sets total back and forth. But all I'm going to do is go from the top now, work it back down, Don't want to bore you with all that, seeing the same stuff twice. But I'm glad you joined me today. Hope you learned something. Leave some comments down there in the comment section. In the description, I'll have links to where you can get all this stuff. You can contact me directly through my IG account, Tsunami Robbie. Whew. Or leaving comments right here on this. I'll get back to you. Man, this stuff kicks your heart rate up. But man, this is fantastic equipment. I'll tell you one thing I really like about it is being working in gyms and weight rooms all my professional career. We're bringing a rack. Really doesn't show on this one, but any of this kind of stuff here, the racks, and you put these bars on it, and they're steel bars, accessory bars. They're hanging from a cable and they always tilt into your powder coat. And the next thing you know, your rack's all chipped up. Well, there's your $10,000 rack looking just fine and dandy. All beat to hell because your accessory bars and lat bars keep turning into it. These are composite. I can scrape them up and down, beat the hell out of them, drop it on my foot. It's not going to hurt, not going to tear up your rack, not going to lean. You can lean them up against your wall, not tear up your walls if you've got a home gym. I'm telling you, you need to check this stuff out. Tsunami Bar, Tsunami Bar products, comfort grip products, as good as it gets. Whew. And it keeps this old guy ticking. So if you like the content, hit that like button. Do me a favor, reach over there right now, hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button too, because I want you coming back for more. I got a ton of stuff that I'm going to be showing you. This is the tip of the iceberg. And then if you want icing on your cake, just hit that notification bell so you'll know when new stuff drops. And outside of that, boys and girls, friends and neighbors, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you next time.